I came across some really interesting information that I think is going to be urgent for anyone out there who has been affected by Alzheimer's. Practically every one of us knows at least one person whose life has been affected by this disease. If it runs in your family, you just prepare yourself that it could happen to you or someone that you love. By 2050, we're on track to have 15 million Alzheimer's patients in the United States alone. Those numbers are staggering, and it's why most Americans just accept Alzheimer's as an inevitable way of life due to aging or bad genes. But in reality, less than 1% of the population develops this disease due to a genetic mutation in their DNA. Now we're learning that much like with cancer or heart disease or diabetes or other conditions, it's not due to genetics, but the risk is related to lifestyle and behavioral factors. And that's really important because it means that we have the power to take actions right now to change the outcome. In a recently released large-scale study, researchers found that a 10% increase in consumption of ultra-processed foods led to a 12% increase in overall cancer events. Now, the study isn't that shocking. Mostly as a nation, we've become pretty cognizant of how ultra-processed foods and partially hydrogenated oils are having a really detrimental effect on our overall health. But this study did really catch the eye of Dr. Lisa Mosconi and others at the Alzheimer's Prevention Clinic at Weill Cornell Medical because the BMJ study, their findings really lined up so closely with research in their field that linked diet and risk of Alzheimer's. This new BMJ study underscored their research, showing how important lifestyle changes could be to delaying or possibly avoiding altogether the onset of this disease. Dr. Mosconi says the consensus among scientists is that over 1/3 of all Alzheimer's cases could be prevented by improving our lifestyle. This includes cardiovascular fitness, keeping our brains intellectually stimulated, and perhaps most of all, eating better. And for Dr. Mosconi and others at the Alzheimer's Prevention Clinic, eating better means addressing the ultra-processed foods that can make up half of the American diet in most cases. Ultra-processed foods include mass-produced packaged foods, as well as foods containing manufactured substances like hydrogenated oils, also known as trans fats. So this means commercial breads and buns and biscuits and crackers, packaged snacks, industrialized confectionery and desserts like icing that you put on your children's cakes and cupcakes, sodas and sweetened drinks, meat products like cold cuts and chicken nuggets, instant noodles and soups, frozen or shelf-stable ready meals, margarine, processed cheese, and most creamers. These are the foods whose consumption triggered an increase of cancer rates in the BMJ study, and according to Dr. Mosconi, consuming these foods also increases your risk for cognitive decline and dementia. And also, when you're looking at the label, you really want to pay attention to the ingredients. The label might say 0 trans fats per serving, but if you look closer, you're likely to find partially hydrogenated oils in the top 5 ingredients. Partially hydrogenated oils have been widely used as ingredients since the 1950s to increase shelf life and flavor stability of processed foods. Now think about it, at that exact same time, we've seen a dramatic increase in new cancer cases, heart disease, diabetes, and other conditions. So here's a tip. If your food can last in your pantry for weeks and weeks without going stale, it's likely that trans fats are keeping them fresh. Again, by 2050, 15 million people will or will not be diagnosed with Alzheimer's. In other words, Alzheimer's is not some disease that just flips on like a switch. Those people who are going to be diagnosed with Alzheimer's in 2050 are starting to develop the disease right now.
In ancient times, man roamed the earth in a constant state of hunting or being hunted. Introducing Caveman, where cutting-edge science meets ancient super nutrients. Secure your bottle right now at InfowarsStore.com.